Business Today is brought to you by...
Shouldn't banking start with you? After all, it's your life and we're just one part of it. So no matter what life throws at you, at Scotiabank we guide you through it with people who actually listen and with services that enable what matters most to you. Because at Scotiabank, it starts with you.
This is Business Today. I'm Marlon Madden. Minister of Small Business, Entrepreneurship and Commerce, Dwight Sutherland, is encouraging entrepreneurs to seek out niche areas in order to better compete on the international scene. His advice came on Thursday as he addressed an entrepreneurship workshop at the Barbados Coalition of Service Industries at its Harbour Road St. Michael office. Sutherland said while it is critical for entrepreneurs to access funding, it is equally important for them to be more innovative and to adapt to new technologies.
I believe most of us here today would agree that neither our micro, small and medium enterprises nor Barbados can realistically compete with the larger or more advanced countries in the provision of traditional goods and services. We can't. So in this regard, we must identify and develop our own newness, which in my view, entrepreneurs can be achieved through an investment in our unique Barbados brand, or what we call Barbadiana. So we must aspire to produce those goods and services from which we have a competitive advantage and for which there exists significant growth potential.
The theme for the workshop is capitalizing on the culture, creative and climate change industries. Sutherland said these areas presented tremendous opportunities for small business operators while pledging government's continued support.
So in short, the Small Business Development Center can assist the local micro, small and medium enterprises with increasing their level of performance and enhance their international competitiveness profiles. I therefore encourage the BCSI and all the other stakeholders in the Small Business Development Center, including the private sector, to continue and to strengthen your partnership with the Ministry in championing the operations of the Small Business Development Center.
Government will require strong political will and a commitment from all stakeholders as it embarks on a structural adjustment program. Governor of the Central Bank of Barbados, Cloviston Haynes, says this will be important if the country is to restore economic performance. Haynes was addressing the Central Bank's 38th Annual Review Seminar recently at the Radisson Aquatica Resort on the topic Macroeconomic Trends, Challenges and the Solutions Facing Developing Countries in the 21st Century. He says the Barbados economy continues to suffer from weak economic growth, large fiscal imbalances, a burdensome indebtedness, and a substantial reduction in foreign reserves.
Our economy is at a juncture where these problems must be addressed frontally through careful calibration of macroeconomic policy and structural reforms that place the economy on a sustainable footing. Political will and the commitment of all stakeholders in the public and private sectors are essential elements of the process of restoring economic performance. But in this regard, the role of the economists in the design, implementation, and monitoring of adjustment policies will be just as crucial, as they draw on the knowledge of the local economy and the research carried out in other jurisdictions that have confronted similar challenges.
When the Caribbean Tourism Organization CTO meets at this year's State of the Tourism Industry Conference, it will be examining new strategies to stimulate growth in the region's tourism industry. Under the theme Rejuvenate, Recreate, Reconnect, New Directions for Caribbean Tourism, officials will examine more resilient ways to build the industry so it is better able to adapt to changing trends, demands, and situations. Secretary General and Chief Executive Officer of the CTO, Hugh Riley, says it's critical that the region is able to keep abreast of global changes. He added that it is also important that the CTO remains relevant in managing regional and international changes that affect the Caribbean, including climate change, political and economic realities. The State of the Tourism Industry Conference is scheduled for October 2 to 5 and will be held in the Bahamas. Now for today's financial tip. If you're saddled with debt and having a hard time keeping up to date with your payments, one simple way to address this is to make a monthly bill payment calendar. That's been Business Today. Join us again next Tuesday. Until then, you can get more business and news by logging on to www.barbadostoday.bb, subscribing to our e-paper, and liking us on Facebook. I'm Marlon Madden.